previously on Second Chance. Well, folks, we're in Georgetown, South Carolina. We were offshore 40 miles or so, making a run for Jacksonville, and I was in the galley getting something to drink, and the generator just quit working. It just stopped dead. We took a wave, and in the second we took the wave, the generator stopped. I tried to restart it, it blew the 12-volt breaker. Tried to restart it again, blew the 12-volt breaker again. So I shut all the 110 off, I thought. I forgot to shut off the refrigeration, which the breaker for that is actually in the galley. And it was 2 in the morning, I was tired, wasn't thinking clearly. And in about 20 minutes, the refrigeration tried to come on. The inverter decided it was going to try to give it the power to do that, and the alternator said no, and it gave up the ghost. Alternator belt starts squealing, alternator is locking up, making all kinds of noise, and worse comes to worse. Long story short, we need a new alternator, and we had a problem with the genset. So I pull out the Navionics and MX Mariner and start looking, and we were under motor, and I knew that if we lost power, the diesel might still run, but it may not. So I decided I needed to find a place to sail to. Couldn't make Charleston. Wind was coming right straight from Charleston, and I really couldn't make Charleston. So I decided to come into Georgetown Inlet. I knew I could sail that. The worst comes to worst, we drop the hook inside Georgetown Inlet, and then call towboat or something, get us to a dock, so we can get an alternator and all that kind of stuff. Little did I know, Georgetown is a very small town. We don't have anything here. They got a Napa Auto Parts. So we were in Napa trying to get it matched up so they could order the right alternator. Didn't happen. The alternator that it called for was the same number that was on our alternator, but the book said, the book showed it totally different. It was a totally different alternator. So being the typical shade tree mechanic like I am, I figured I would try something different. I said, give me a one-wire Chevrolet alternator, 75 amp, clocked 12 and 6, and I'll make that work. And so I put that on. Sure enough, I got 14.3 volts out of it. Just charging the batteries just fine. So the alternator's back working, and we have an alternator that works. It's not a marine alternator. It's not a diesel marine alternator. It's a Chevy small block Chevrolet alternator, but it works. This morning I woke up and I decided, and I'll show you that alternator here in a minute. I decided that I wasn't going to wait for a generator technician to come in from Charlotte or Charleston and all this kind of garbage. He's supposed to be here tomorrow, but I want to go. I want to get to Florida. So I pull it apart and start looking around, and first thing I do is I grab my bar, my long ratchet socket, put it on the crankshaft. It's not locked up. That was a relief. So I thought, well, it's blowing the breaker in the box where the safeties are. You know, if it loses oil pressure, it shuts off. If it overheats, it shuts off. You know, there's safeties in here. There's also safeties on the 110 side if it tries to create too much power, it shuts off, and so forth and so on. Well, I thought, it's got to be in this box. So I pull the box apart, move some wires around, looking for something loose, something not right. Hit start button, fires up. Like, wow, wouldn't fire up a second ago, but fires up now. So I figured, well, must have had a loose wire, and moving the wires around fixed it. So start putting it back together, put the box back together. It doesn't work no more. I thought. So I pull the box apart, I pull the one screw out on the side, and it starts. Pull the rest of the box apart. Apparently there's a wiring harness with probably about 10 wires that go right down past where that screw is. One of them was shorting that wire, one of those wires out. Looks like it's the only one that's open, or the casing is broke on. So I tried to run it without that one screw in it, and that didn't work. The top was rattling all over the place, sounded like a bunch of chickens in a bread pan picking out sex or something. I don't know. It was bad. So I decided that we just run with the top off for right now until I can get a shorter screw and keep that from happening again. Looks like somebody decided that they lost the original screw. Understandable, it's a pretty tight place and the bilge is a long way down. So they put a different screw in there and it's a little too long. So I'll leave it off until I can get a shorter screw and get that fixed. But I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a minute, and you know, let y'all see what we had to do to get it back to working. And then we're going to try it again. We'll leave in the morning, first light, and head for Jacksonville. We're about 200 miles. Once we get out of the inlet here at Georgetown, we're way away from the coast. It's a long way down here. But once we get out the inlet and offshore, we're about 200 miles from Jacksonville, so we'll be there a day and a half, 2 days. Knock on wood. Hopefully we can not have any major issues. We'll see. But so far we haven't gotten very far. It's been 3 weeks and we're only a few hundred miles from Oriental. And that's no good. We're maybe 400 miles from Oriental, but that's no good. You know, we should be doing a lot better than, you know, 110, 120 miles, 125 miles a week. Should be doing that a day. And you know, we haven't been. We go 125 miles or 100 miles and break and sit there for 3 or 4 days till we get everything sorted out and fixed, and then go again. Hopefully we don't have any more of those issues, and we can get down to at least Jacksonville and get down to Florida, where, you know, there's a marine supply place or something. We can buy parts. Let's see here, engine room light. Here's the 1-wire alternator. o'clock, 12 o'clock. And here's the gen set safety box. And down there, that group of wires right down there is where the wires, is where the screw was hitting. And it was blowing a 12 volt breaker right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It was blowing that breaker. And but now, and if I preheat it for a second, you fires right up. That looks like another wire that might be a little chafed there. And get in there when I get back to Florida and do some rewiring, but for right now, all this is pretty much tied up. There's nothing going to fall down in it. And get all that cleaned up. And the alternator's working fine, so we're good to go there. So we're going to head to Florida in a minute. I'm going to, the slip I'm in, I can't get out if any other boats come in. It's going to be tight to get out the way it is. But this boat has a really bad prop walk problem. It makes it really nice for prop walk turns, but has a really bad prop walk issue to port. So we can't back straight up. And where it is, it's probably 150, 200 feet of backing to do to get straight out. So I need to turn around. And right now I can with no other boats tied up on either of the other docks, but if somebody comes in and ties up there, we're screwed. So I'm going to do a prop walk turn, back out, do a prop walk turn, go out, fuel up, come back in, and park on the outer dock out there so that I can just pull straight forward when it's time to leave. That way we don't have to worry about it, and that way we can get out in the morning. We don't have to wait for somebody to show up here to work to help with lines or anything. We can just pull straight out. And leave when no waves, no current, no wind, get out that way. Be a lot easier. So that's what we'll do. We'll go move the boat and that sort of thing. Maybe upload this video and wait till morning and get out of here and head for Jacksonville. So it's 2 o'clock, or almost 2 o'clock, 10 till on Tuesday, and hopefully we get this uploaded tonight, and y'all can watch it. So, thanks for watching, and subscribe, share us on Facebook. Let your friends hear about us if you're interested, if you like what we do. We are trying to get better at this and working all the time trying to improve video quality, audio quality, editing. I'm still trying to learn Adobe, and get all that done, along with fix the boat and sail the boat, and, all that filming, all that kind of stuff. So we got, I don't know where it went. It was here a minute ago. It looks like I've broken the door. There it is. We got this little GoPro, little cube thingy, and a mount up here so we can film the cockpit while we're sailing. And I turn around, film forward and film backwards. It's on a suction cup, so I can turn it sideways, do whatever. So you get more sailing stuff, and that's what y'all are interested in is sailing. And so we're gonna try to get more sailing stuff. We've got pretty good audio. It's waterproof to 30 feet. It's not like the big ones where you can put in a case and all that, but it's still, waterproof to 30 feet, and so it can be on deck, get rained on, whatever, it won't hurt it. It's just a little cube, and with pretty decent ones. Very wide angle, so to film the whole cockpit. It's pretty cool. Another thing I'm going to try to get is a fly 360 camera. Mount that on top of the mast so that you all can, when we're in an acreage like this, or a town, or at a dock, you can literally, I can put a 360 camera on top of the mast, and you can sit there and pan around and see the, with either your mouse or your phone or tablet, whatever, and pan around and see the whole anchorage, whole, marina. This little town, from the top of the mast, you can probably see the whole town. So I want to try to do that, and I think that'll be pretty cool for y'all to be able to, look down at the boat, up at the sky, and 360 degrees around.